If you're researching a move to Port St. Lucie, Stuart, Hobe Sound, Jensen Beach, Palm City, or the Vero Sebastian area, you have probably noticed something very frustrating. Every headline talks about the Florida market like it's one big, gigantic, uniform thing. Well, it's not. And if you're making a 6 or 7 figure relocation decision, that kind of advice just isn't going to be helpful. And actually, it's quite dangerous. So today, this is my mega market update. It's not predictions, it's not hype, but it is what the market actually looks like here as we move out of 2025 and we are already in 2026. So first, these markets, they're talked about together, but they are not the same. These cities are all in the same geographic corridor, and they are often grouped together and called the Treasure Coast. But real estate-wise, they each behave quite differently. You can think of this area like a ladder. Port St. Lucie is going to offer you volume, affordability, and lots of new construction. Stuart and Palm City, they're going to be more lifestyle and location driven. Hobe Sound is a micro market with a very tight supply. Vero Beach and the Sebastian area, they're a slower pace, mostly older inventory, and cash heavy. Now, there is little specklings of construction coming. It's all going north. So when we talk about 2026, we are not talking about one outcome. We are, however, talking about 5 related but distinct markets. So let's talk about what's actually happened here from 2020 through 2025. Let's ground this all in reality. From 2020 through 2022, demand surged, migration escalated, prices rose very quickly. But unlike some Florida markets, this area was not primarily driven by investors. It was, however, driven by Northeast relocation, South Florida move-ups, retirees, and lifestyle buyers. When rates started to rise sharply in 2022 to 2023, buyer urgency dropped, days on market increased, price growth slowed down. But here's a key local distinction. We did not see widespread forced selling. A lot of the homeowners bought before the peaks. They have fixed rate loans, they have equity, and they moved here a little more intentionally. That's why this market cooled unevenly, but not violently. Thinking about relocating to Florida's Treasure Coast, and remember, that does include cities like Port St. Lucie, Stuart, Hobe Sound, and even down to the Jupiter and Tequesta area, I've got just the thing for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, and this is meant to save you hours of research, and I have it linked down below. From top employers to the best hospitals and boatloads of additional information that you need to know before making your move. The best part is it's 100% free. You heard me right, it's 100% free. Just click the link in the description or the top pinned comment. I hope that helps. So let's talk about interest rates and what really matters heading into 2026. This is where accuracy makes a big difference. Interest rates do not impact every segment equally. Rates matter most in entry-level Port St. Lucie, FHA, VA buyer segments, and first-time home buyers, and payment-sensitive price points. Overall, rates are gonna matter less in cities like Stuart, Palm City, Hobe Sound, and Vero Beach. And I'm sure you're asking yourself why. Many buyers in these markets are selling their higher-priced homes in other regions of the country. They're putting 40 to 70% down or even paying cash. So heading into 2026, rates aren't killing demand, they're actually filtering demand. And filtered demand is not the same thing as weak demand. So let's talk about pricing reality heading into 2026. And we're going to talk about prices city by city. Port St. Lucie's up first. So Port St. Lucie has more inventory than neighboring markets. There's more new construction competition. Buyers do have more leverage here. Pricing mistakes are going to get exposed real quick. This is the most price-sensitive market in the group. Stuart and Palm City are up next. These cities have a little more limited resale activity. They do hold strong lifestyle demand. Homes sell well and quickly when they're priced realistically. Overpricing still gets punished. This is more of a scarcity-driven market here. Next up is Hobe Sound, extremely location-specific area. There is very little margin for error here. Buyers are more patient and informed, and the pricing needs to be justified here. Last on our list is Vero Beach. This has overall an older housing stock, slower absorption, much higher cash presence, less emotional buying. The market moves a little slower, but it's much steadier. So heading into 2026, pricing is not really about appreciation forecasts. It's about alignment with reality. Hey friends, it's Melanie Gunning, and as much as I love making these videos, there's one thing I love even more. And that's helping families and people from all across the United States make the move to Florida's Treasure Coast. I've guided countless families to make the move, so whether you're coming out next week, next month, or even next year, don't hesitate to reach out. My contact information is right here on the screen and linked in the description in case you missed the on-screen pop-up. I look forward to helping you and your family make the move to Florida's Treasure Coast. Let's talk about inventory and what's really going on going into 2026. Inventory has increased, but not evenly. Most additional inventory is new construction, HOA communities, and those inland developments. What does remain constrained, coastal homes, non-HOA developments, one-story homes, established communities. That imbalance will explain why homes sit or sell quickly. So heading into 2026, this market is going to be a lot more selective versus being flooded. Buyer behavior going into 2026 is much different than it was in 2021. Buyers today are slower, they're more intentional, they're more analytical, very payment aware, and they're very willing to walk away. They are no longer emotional. And that's not bearish, it's just being mature. Well-prepared buyers are going to have the ability to negotiate, ask for concessions, and be very selective. But they do need to act decisively when the right home appears. Sellers, heading into 2026, those expectations really need to change. This is going to be very critical. That seller mindset from 2021 and 2022 is not working anymore. Homes that are successful in selling in 2026 will be priced in today's comps, be clean and very well presented, offer clear value. Homes that fail to sell are going to be priced too high, they're going to chase that market down, they're going to sit longer than expected. This is no longer an automatic market, it's very much a strategy market. So let's talk about what's realistic in 2026. So let's take an honest look. Heading into 2026, here's what you can expect. Market segmentation, normal negotiation. Negotiation really needs to be normalized going into 2026. It's so silly that it doesn't happen more. Longer decision cycles, stable, non-explosive pricing, no crash, no frenzy. In short, a market that rewards preparation, punishes assumptions, and favors people making long-term decisions. So here's a final takeaway. If you're moving here, the mistake is not buying too soon. The mistake is assuming all of Florida behaves the same, or waiting for a headline for you to feel safe. This area is going to reward people who understand submarkets. They know and understand why they themselves are actually moving, and you're planning around lifestyle, not the noise on the internet. That's what a smart move is going to look like in 2026. So if you're researching a move to Florida's Treasure Coast, which does include Port St. Lucie, Stuart, Hobe Sound, Palm City, and the Vero and Sebastian area, comment where you're moving from. I read all those comments. Subscribe if you want honest, local market breakdowns, not national clickbait. If you want help planning a move the right way, reach out to me directly. My team and I help people relocate with clarity, not pressure. My name's Melanie Gunning. I'm your real estate guide, and I'll see you on the next home tour.